be just a little short video talking about buying signs. A lot of people don't really recognize buying signs when they're inside of an apartment, and they may have a hard time recognizing them in order to come in and close immediately, because that's ultimately what you want to do. When you recognize a buying sign, that's your opportunity to jump in and close. Not necessarily a hard close like, leave me the money, or would you like to leave your deposit today? But your soft, subtle closes like, oh, you're absolutely going to love living here. Those kinds of subtle closes. Buying signs are easy to recognize because a lot of times the majority of the buying signs you're going to recognize inside of an apartment, or when you're out on a tour, or even when you're inside of the office or over the phone even, are going to be the buying signs that are very positive, like, oh, I love these floors, or these mirrors are great, oh, you have Hollywood lighting, or oh my gosh, it comes with a built-in microwave, there's tons of counter space in here. All of those are going to be considered buying signs. Your prospect is showing you that they like what they see. So when they give you those buying signs, that's your opportunity, like I said, to just jump in and close on them with the subtle closes, like your new apartment is going to be fabulous. You're going to absolutely love the kitchen because of all the counter space. So really learn to recognize those and hone in on them. Other types of buying signs that you may need to learn to recognize are not necessarily the buying signs that are going to be considered positive buying signs, but negative buying signs as well. And what I mean by negative are not necessarily like objections, but not necessarily the huge positive ones. For example, I would consider a negative buying sign to be when somebody asks you how much it's going to be to break their lease. Well, that's not as positive as, oh, I like it, but it's going to be considered a buying sign because in their mind, they are already picturing themselves living at your community in that particular apartment, and they want to know the fees associated with maybe having to move out, if they got another job somewhere, or if they lost their job perhaps. So even things of that nature will be considered buying signs, and when you recognize those and learn to recognize those buying signs, again, that's when you want to jump in and close on them. The more knowledgeable you are, the quicker responses you have to answer their questions are going to help you jump in there and close. So be sure that when you're inside of the apartment, even over the telephone, or when they come into your office and sit in front of your desk, that you're really trying to recognize those buying signs and jump to close on them immediately after, so that you have a better opportunity to gain that lease. And of course, if you have any questions on buying signs or recognizing buying signs, you can always contact your regional leasing manager. They can schedule an appointment to come out with you and give you that extra one-on-one training in order to get you to where you need to be. So I hope these small tips helped, and if they didn't help you as much as they could have, again, contact your regional and they'll be happy to help.